What are we discussing now, Fabrice?
Right. We're talking about how to get modules out of your trays
Yep.
and how to plant them. So, these modules, we reuse them. We'll reuse them as many times as they last. They'll last maybe 4 or 5 times.
Yep.
However, we can only do that if you take the modules out correctly. If you take the modules out correctly, you will A, not damage your plant, and B, not damage this module tray. We will take these back if they're piling up at your end, and we will reuse them, or you can use them yourselves. We don't need them back, but we'd like, but we will take them back.
Okay.
Right, now the thing about these modules is, if you just squeeze to extract the plant, you will damage the plant and you will damage the module. So what I do is I gently tap and use gravity to let the plant fall out. And here
gravity,
use your...
but you held that one as well.
I held it, I was pressing gently there,
Yeah.
and I pulled it a bit, and it just comes loose. This will only happen if the plant's been well watered. If the plant's dry, it will not come out of the module, it will make a mess.
So you want to water before you remove?
You want to water, basically, anytime you plant a plant from a pot, you want to make sure that plant's well watered.
Okay.
Because essentially, at that point in time, all the roots are just within the soil module.
Yep.
It will take a while for that plant to grow into the ground around and be able to tap into that water. In the meantime, it's totally dependent on what the water is within the module.
Okay.
Right, so your module has now come out.
Yep.
All we do is just make a small hole, I just do it with my fingers, and put it in at soil level, and then firm it in really well. You want a good contact between the soil and the plug. At the end of it, you should not be able to pull the plug out of the ground. The leaves should tear, not the plant.
Okay.
So let's have a look. There we are. That's what's meant to happen.
Okay, brilliant.
That way, there's really, really good contact between the root and the soil, and the plant can get going. The next thing you need to do is, even if it's raining cats and dogs, you need to water in. Watering is part of the planting process. And the best way of doing it is not just to sprinkle the hose in the general direction of where you think you may remember having planted stuff. You water each plant individually, and you count to 3 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever you think it needs, so that each plant gets the same amount of water. When you've only got a few plants, not an issue. When you're doing hundreds and hundreds of plants, you need to do that just to make sure it's even watering.
Okay.
What happens then? After then, watering really depends on the weather. But I would, particularly in warm, sunny weather, next few days, critical, just keep watering it every 2 or 3 days until it's got going.
Okay. Brilliant.
That's
Thank you.
basically it.
Excellent. Thanks, Fabrice.
This one back.
Is it not going in the ground?
That's going back in the wood.
Okay. Thank you.